name is Danielle.
My name is Cassidy.
We love you, Glama!
Oh, I love you too, Glama girls. Hi everyone, Glama here with Made with Love by Glama, where everything here is always made and taught by me with love. Today I just want to share a package that I got in the mail. I ordered some Tunisian bamboo hooks and they're here. They came. I'm so excited. When I first started crocheting like 9 months ago, I bought just like a Walmart little kit. It came with a little tiny thin crochet book, just the basics of how to crochet, and that's how I taught myself to crochet. And it came with a couple little hooks, and it came with some markers and some other little goodies. And one of the goodies that came in there was this weird looking crochet hook. At least I thought it was weird looking. I thought, whoa, that looks like a knitting needle and a crochet hook, and I didn't know what it was, so I just kind of put it in my pencil holder and kind of forgot about it for a while and told myself that I would look into it later to find out what this little thing is. So a few months ago I went on YouTube and I found out that it's a Tunisian hook, and I thought, ooh, I want to learn how to do that, but I didn't really watch any tutorials on how to do it because I had so much other stuff going on. And so finally Saturday, today's Monday, so Saturday I thought, ooh, I know what I want to do. I want to look up how to Tunisian crochet. So I did, and it's so easy. It especially if you use the knit stitch, it looks just like you're actually knitting with 2 knitting needles, but it's like 95% easier. I swear, it's so easy. I like the knit stitch because it looks like a store, like a manufacturer made the garment of clothing. So that's why I like the knit stitch. So I'm so glad that I found a way to get that look, but with crocheting a Tunisian hook. I think it's also called an Afghan hook. I'm not sure. So anyway, I found out what this is, and so I thought, ooh. So I went and I learned so many stitches on Saturday. It's completely different, but it's so easy. I love it, and I think it's going to be easy to teach. So I'm going to show you things that I've learned, and as I learn new stitches, I'm going to make a tutorial and teach y'all too. So whatever I learn, you're going to learn, okay? I hope you enjoy this as much as I do, but what I wanted to show you was I fell in love with Tunisian crochet that morning. So I instantly, after watching, I would say at least 20 Tunisian crochet tutorials, I went on Amazon.com and I ordered 2 books, and I ordered bamboo Tunisian hooks. There was like 12 of them for, I believe it was like $7. And I also ordered a set of 12 Tunisian hooks that have a cable so that you can make bigger projects and you can work in the round with those. But my package is here, yay! I just went to the mail and got it. Went to the mailbox across the street and got it. So I'm going to open them with you. Yay! Okay. So exciting. Oh, here, they're in a little Ziploc. And there's 12 of them. Haven't even opened them yet. Take the rubber band off. So it's supposed to have like sizes 3.0 to 10.0 millimeter. They're all right there. Yay! And it looks like, oh no, this one's smaller. Looks like this is the smallest and this is the biggest. Wow, how exciting. I can't wait to play with them. So I'm going to make some tutorials for y'all, and I hope you enjoy Tunisian crochet as much as I do. So anyway, I just like to share with you guys, my crochet friends. I like to share things going on in my life, and this is what's going on right now. I'm loving Tunisian crochet, and I still love regular crochet, but I think I love this almost as equal. I think once I learn how to make armholes and necklines, it's going to be endless for me, the possibilities, because that's kind of what happened when I learned crochet. Of course, you learn how to chain, you learn how to do the single crochet, and then you learn how to make rectangles and squares, and I was stuck on rectangles and squares for a long time. And then I discovered how to do armholes, how to do necklines. Once I learned that, my mind was just going out of control, just with all the ideas, all the design ideas that I wanted to do. I'm like, ooh, now that I know how to do an armhole and a neckline, I can do this and I can do that. And ooh, my mind is just going like crazy. So I keep a crochet sketchbook here, and I've got all my little, as soon as a design comes to mind, I draw it. And so I just started doing that, so I'm getting my pages filled a little bit. So anyway, I've got all kinds of ideas. So now, once I learn how to make armholes and necklines with Tunisian crochet, there's no stopping me. And whatever I learn, I'll teach you. So I hope you enjoy Tunisian crochet as much as I do. Oh, guess what else I've been wanting to show you guys, and I keep forgetting. I ordered myself a sterling silver little charm. It's a crochet hook, and I'm so excited. I've had it for about a month, and I keep forgetting to show you guys, but it's so adorable. It's the teeniest crochet hook ever. It's even got that little spot for your thumb, and there's the hook. Isn't that just adorbs? So yeah, I think it's adorable. You can't tell from far away that it's a crochet hook, but it is. Yeah, I should have gotten a shorter chain so that it sits up there a little bit, but I love it. It's adorable. So here are all the sizes that I got all lined up, from a 3-point something to a 10.0, and I think I'm gonna probably do my first tutorial with a size probably something like this or bigger. That way it's easier for you guys to see the actual stitches. So I'm gonna go get my stuff ready. Yay, we're finally ready for our first Tunisian crochet tutorial. We're gonna learn how to cast on, we're going to learn how to make the foundation row, and we're going to learn how to make a forward pass and how to make the return pass. So let's get started. This is what you'll be needing: a Tunisian crochet hook, a regular crochet hook if you don't have a Tunisian crochet hook yet. Believe me, they work just the same. A pair of scissors and a tapestry needle. And let's not forget our yarn. I'm going to be using worsted weight yarn in the color pink. So go ahead and get all your supplies ready and we'll get started with lesson 1. Okay, first I want to show you the 2 different ways that you can hold your Tunisian crochet hook. There is the pencil style way of holding it, or the knife, steak knife kind of way of holding it like this. And this is actually easier for Tunisian crochet. The only reason I am training myself to use it pencil style is because this is how I crochet, and I don't want to confuse myself when I crochet and when I Tunisian crochet. I just kind of want to learn to hold it the same way for both crafts. So I'm going to hold it like a pencil, but you go ahead and see what feels more comfortable for you. So okay, let's get started. For those of y'all who already know how to crochet, this is going to be a cinch because it's a lot like crocheting. We even start off the same way as crocheting, with a slip knot. Okay. And we don't want to pull it too tightly. We want to leave it a little loose. And so all we're going to do is make chains, make as many chains as you want to practice with today. For those of y'all who don't know how to make a chain, you yarn over and you pull that yarn, you turn your hook to the side, you pull that yarn through that loop that you just made with the slip knot, yarn over again, and those are chains. That's your second one. That was your first one, and that's your second one. And you just continue doing this until you have the amount of chains that you want to practice with today. I'm going to be back when I have 10. Okay, so I have 10 chains here. Okay, and we always have a loop on our hook. Alright, so to get started, there are 2 ways to start your foundation chain. You can either go through the top loop like this, yarn over, and pull up a loop. That's one way, and that's the easiest way. but I'm training myself to use the second method because it leaves a nicer, cleaner edge on the bottom, and it also avoids Tunisian curl, which that's something that you'll learn, that with Tunisian crocheting you tend to have a curl at the bottom, and there are some ways to minimize it, and one of the ways is by doing the foundation chain the way I'm going to show you. Another way is by making your first row a purl stitch, and I don't know if there's a video out there that has taught this, but the purl stitch still left me with quite a bit of a curl, so I just on my own thought, hey, what if I start off with a double crochet? It'll be a longer stitch and maybe it won't curl as much. So I kind of do that sometimes, start with a double crochet stitch. So those are different ways that you can start, this way or the way I'm going to show you. But let me show you what I'm talking about when I say Tunisian crochet curl. I'm going to show you my very first swatch that I learned off of on Saturday. And you see, this is the Tunisian curl that I'm talking about. It ends up curling up like a scroll. like you're reading an old Egyptian scroll or something. So this is the stitch that we're going to learn today, which is the Tunisian simple stitch. And I didn't start off with a purl stitch or a double stitch because I didn't know that at the time. The very first thing that I learned was how to cast on, and then how to make my foundation row, and so that's what I'm going to teach you. But I'm going to teach you, see what nice clean edge that is, because that's using the second method of starting that I'm going to show you right now, okay? All right, let me show you the rest of what I learned. This is my favorite stitch. This is the knit stitch. And this is why I really, really wanted to learn Tunisian crochet, because I love that knit stitch. And I've always loved it in knitting, but I love it even more in Tunisian crochet because it's 95% easier than knitting the knit stitch. And these are just other things that I was trying. I think I tried a double crochet right there, and I taught myself how to, well, I didn't teach myself. I watched a tutorial and I learned how to make increases, which can be used for an armhole. Yay! Like I said, once I learned an armhole and how to do a neckline, I go crazy with ideas for designs. So this is my very first swatch, and I'm probably going to keep it just because it was my first one. Okay, let's get started with the with casting on. So we're always going to have a loop on our hook. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn our chain around, and we're going to start in those bumps, which I call the spine. And so what you do is you just put your hook into there, yarn over, and pick up a loop, and you leave it on there. So the object of this is to pick up all 10 chains, all 10 loops. Okay, so let's go to the next bump and pick up a loop, and try to crochet as loosely as possible, because that also helps to minimize the curl at the end. Okay, let's go to the next bump. Yarn over and pick up a loop. Another thing that's a little bit different than crocheting is when you make a chain in crocheting, you start off with a certain amount of chains. Let's say you start off with 20, but the number of stitches that you're going to have is 19, because you always start off in the second chain from the hook. And you'll see with Tunisian crochet, if you chain 20, you'll end up with 20 stitches. So that's something that's a little different as well. Okay, let's keep going. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to teach you everything that I learned and what I thought was pretty fascinating about this craft. Okay, so let's just do this all the way till we get to the end. Hope I'm staying in the shot. It's hard to look through the camera and do what I need to do. Okay, here's the other bump. And I've only got one more to go till the end. Yay! Okay, so here's the very last one. So go into that, yarn over, and pick up your last loop. And I'm going to suggest that at least while you're still a beginner like me, is to count your loops after each forward pass. What we just did was a forward pass, or this is actually the foundation chain, but this is called the forward pass as well. So what I'm going to suggest is to, after you do that, after you pick up all these stitches, to always count your loops to make sure that you have the same that you started with. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So do that after each time that we go this way, each time we do a forward pass. Okay, now this is the second part of the row. You don't have a full row until you do a forward pass and then the return pass. Then that's considered one row. So that's something that's a little different as well than in regular crocheting. Another thing is that when we get to the end in crocheting, you usually chain 1, chain 2, or however many, whatever stitch you're doing, and then you turn your work around. Well, with Tunisian crochet, you don't ever turn your work around unless the pattern calls for it. So okay, now we're at the end. Now what? Now we're going to do our return pass. So you yarn over and you go through just one loop, basically making a chain. So from here on end, I'm going to call it chain 1, okay? But basically you do that first all the time, okay? And then this is what you do the rest of the way until you only have one loop left. You yarn over and then you go through 2 loops, okay? Oops, I made that one a little tight. So there's one, and there's the second one. Okay, yarn over and go through 2. Okay, yarn over and go through 2. And you just do that all the way down. It's as simple as this. Seriously, I love it. Okay, so just go all the way till you get to the end. Here we are with just one loop left on our hook. That's your foundation row right there, okay? And now to get started to make our second row, you might think, well, now what do I do? First, I want to explain something. This is one stitch right there. You see that loop? That's one stitch. This is your back bar, and this is your front bar. And so that's important for stitches, because in some patterns you're going to pick up the back bar, some you're going to pick up the front bar, some you're going to go between the front and the back, and that's what you do for a knit stitch, is you go between it. But that's for the next tutorial, or actually the third lesson. Okay, so to get started with the simple stitch, you don't do this one because you've already picked up. We already have a loop on our hook from that stitch, okay? So we're going to go to this next one, and we're going to just pick up the front bar, yarn over, and pull up that loop. So now we have the loop from the first one right there, the loop from the second one right there, and we just, oops, I almost yarned over. We just continue from there on in. You pick up that bar, yarn over, and pick up the third loop. And that's it. You are Tunisian crocheting the simple stitch. It's so super easy. I think y'all are gonna love it. Pick up a bar, yarn over, and go through. Pick up a bar, yarn over, pick up that loop. Yay! So you can see the back bar and the front bar. Okay, and there's always a third strand going through the front bar and the back bar. Can you see it right there? That strand right there. So there's the back, there's the strand going through it, and there's the front bar. And the reason I'm showing you those 3 strands is because it's going to be important on the very last stitch. Okay, so let's pick up the front bar, yarn over, and pick up the loop. Okay, here's the front bar. And, okay, let me show you this. Here's the back bar right there. And there's that strand going through the front bar and the back bar. And the reason I want you to see that is because that strand going through is this strand right there. And so on the very last stitch, what you want to do is you want to pick up the front bar and that strand going through the middle of the front and back bar. And you want to always pick that up. And the reason being is because you want to have a nice clean edge like you do on the bottom. You want to have a nice clean edge on this side as well. And we're also going to have a nice clean edge on this side. Okay, so now that we picked up the front bar and that middle strand, we're going to yarn over. And we're going to go through those two. Okay, so that's it for the forward pass. And you'll see as we go on that that's going to be a really nice finishing edge. Okay, so once again, to get started on your return pass, you always chain one, yarn over, and now we're going to start our return pass, which basically you're closing your stitches off. So you can call it closing off, you can call it return pass. I think the patterns call it return pass though. We're basically taking the loops off of our hook now, and you always yarn over and you always go through 2 loops. Always take off 2 loops at a time, unless the pattern specifies differently. Trying to go slow. I just adore this. It's so super easy. When my Glama girls are here this summer, I think I'm going to try to teach them how to Tunisian crochet, because I think it's a lot easier to teach than it is to teach crochet. So there we go, guys. And the way you count rows is by these loops. So you see there's 1 row or 1 V, and there's the second V, so that's 2 rows. But you see how it took 2 steps to get 2 rows. We had to do a forward pass and then a return pass. And there you go, guys. That's all there is to it. And if you keep going, your simple crochet stitch, or your your Tunisian simple stitch is going to look like that. That's what it'll look like. Okay, I wanted to show you something else. Remember I said that you can use a regular crochet hook? Well, I'm going to show you what I did. Because my bamboo crochet hooks hadn't gotten here in the mail yet, I was so excited to try a different size hook, but I'm like, ugh, my hooks haven't gotten here. And with the Tunisian crochet hook that came in my kit, look at how tight the stitches were, and look at how thick the fabric is. And I thought, oh, that's too tight. I don't like that. And here's the back of it, also very tight looking. So what I did is I just went ahead and grabbed a bigger crochet hook, and so the next day, Sunday, I made this. I made this knit stitch with a crochet hook. So you see, using a regular crochet hook is just as good as using a Tunisian crochet hook, except your projects are going to be just the length of whatever your hook is. So you can even put a little rubber band at the end of this so that your stitches don't fall off if you want. But this is like the perfect size for a scarf. So you don't even need to go out and purchase a Tunisian crochet hook yet until you decide if you like it well enough. If you do, then you can go invest in some Tunisian crochet hooks. So anyway, yeah, this is my Sunday swatch that I made. This is using a smaller hook, and this is I believe I used the double crochet stitch right there so that it wouldn't curl as much. And you see it does curl less than this one. So there is a difference. So I'm going to start off most of my projects, I think, with a double crochet and then whatever stitch that I want. So I know I'm putting a lot of information into this lesson 1, but it's because those are a lot of things to keep in mind that will definitely help you. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to Tunisian crochet with a regular. So let me show you that you can use just a regular crochet hook. And you might want to crochet loosely because of this bump right here. That's our little thumb grip. So once again, we don't work in that first stitch because we've already got a loop picked up for that one. So we go to the next front bar and pick it up, yarn over, and pick up that loop. And we just continue. See if I can stay in the shot. It's hard to see what I'm doing with the camera an inch from my face. If y'all could only see how I sit here making tutorials, you'd probably feel sorry for me because I'm all hunched over with the camera like an inch from my face, and so that you guys can get the best angle of my hands. So it's because I love y'all. I want y'all to see everything that I'm doing so that you guys can get it. Alright, so you see how easy it is to use a regular crochet hook? It's the same thing. It's a lot easier when I'm not on camera trying to teach it. It's a lot faster too. It's just that I'm trying to go slow and I'm trying to stay in the shot. It's easier to pick up the front bars when I'm just by myself on my own. Okay, so here we are at the end, and there's the back bar, there's the strand that goes through the front and the back bar. So I'm gonna, and there's the front bar, so I'm gonna go through both of those. I think I am. Okay, and then yarn over and pick up that loop. Okay, so there we go. This is a bigger hook, so the stitches are going to look a little different. So remember, we always chain one, and then we yarn over and we start our return pass. Excuse me. Yarn over and always go through two. Yarn over, always go through two. It's super easy. Don't y'all think? I would love to hear your comments on whether you like this craft, Tunisian crochet, and how you feel about it versus regular crochet. And I know at first it's going to be different because we're used to crocheting, but let me know what your thoughts are on it. Okay, I'm going to do one more forward and return pass so you can see the size difference by using different size hooks. I know this tutorial is a lot longer than it needed to be because first of all I shared my opening of my Tunisian crochet hook package with y'all, so that took like 5 or 6 minutes. And because I'm showing you not just how to crochet with the Tunisian hook, but also with the crochet hook. Because I don't want anything to deter y'all from trying this. So if you have a crochet hook, you can try it with that. I'm so excited about it that I want y'all to be excited about it. And I want y'all to fall in love with it just as much as me. I mean, fall in love with Tunisian crochet, not fall in love with me. Just kidding. I know you knew what I meant. I'm just always silly Glama. Okay, yarn over, chain one, yarn over, go through two, yarn over, go through two, and so on, all the way to the end till you only have one loop. Whoops. Oh, I was going to show you another thing with knitting. If you drop a loop, it starts to unravel all the way down. But with this, look, if you were to drop a loop, nothing happens. You can just pick up where you left off. Just pick up your loops again. Super easy. So that's another thing that I really love about Tunisian crochet and regular crochet is that if you happen to drop a stitch, it's okay. It's no big deal. It's not a process that you have to learn how to pick up stitches. Okay, now back to where I was. Okay, yarn over, chain one, yarn over, go through two, all the way till we only have one loop. So that was kind of good that I kind of made that little mess up there, huh, when I accidentally dropped my loop. Because I wanted to show y'all. That was something else that I had wanted to tell y'all and would have forgotten to tell you, is how easy it is to pick up your stitches if you happen to drop one. That's it, guys. Super duper easy. See that this row is a lot bigger than these two rows. So if I was to continue, you would see the difference. So now the way we count rows, like I said, is 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright guys, I sure hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. And I hope you fall in love with Tunisian crochet just as much as I do. And I'm going to make one more tutorial in a minute. Usually I only upload one tutorial a week for Tutorial Tuesday, but today you're going to get 2 for 1. 2 for 1 Tutorial Tuesday. I'm going to make a separate tutorial on how to bind off, how to finish our work, because I want you to be able to actually make something today. If you continued like this, you could make a coaster, you could make a scarf, and so I want you to be able to make an actual project today. So in the next lesson, I'm going to show you how to take everything off of your hook and be done. Alright guys, thank you so much for visiting me here at Made with Love by Glama, where everything here is always made and taught by me with love for you, one stitch at a time. Bye!
Thank you for watching our Glama's channel.